गोपीजन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी यशोधनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोधनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरा वनचारी यमुनतीरा वनचारी जय राधमाधवा जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधमाधवा जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल
हरि नाम कीर्तन की
जय
श्रील प्रभात की जय गुरु महाराज की जय वीरेंद्राज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय शिवगुण कृष्णदास प्रभु जी की जय all glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you all devotees once again for joining our Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, daily Srimad Bhagavatam reading morning session in English for Hare Krishna. Thank you all devotees. Hare Krishna. Okay, Mataji, I think Mataji from office. Sarveda Mataji is today. Krishna Mataji from office. So silent. Okay. Hare Krishna. So Thursday we have started a new chapter, fourth chapter, and we have just taken one first verse also. We have started one and two verses together. So now we will start with verse number 3 onwards today. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudire. Nashtaprayeshu Vudreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktar Bhavati Nashtagi. Mugam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Lange Girim Yat Kurvadamaham Mande Paramanandamadavam. Sri Gurum Dinadarinam Sri Chaitanyamishram. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalagya Chakshuru Milidam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanyamanopistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Bhagavatam Dadanti Sapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Gurum Sri Vandeham Sri Gurum Vaitnamamsha Sri Rupam Sagarajadam Saganarigunadanyidam Dam Sajivam Sadvedam Savadudam Brijanasagidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Saganalida Sri Vishakhandidamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagalpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Taptaganjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavani Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priyam Vanchakalpatarubhyacha Krupa Sindhubhyacha Patidanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhudale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamin Medinamini. Namaste Saraswate Deva Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshadarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gauravakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you all devotees. Thank you Shola Prabhuji. So fourth chapter we have started Thursday. The name of the chapter, the HAMSA-GUHYA prayers offered to the Lord by Prajapati Daksha. So that introduction plus first verse we have read, first and two. So we'll go to the third verse. Okay, Prabhuji, we'll start with verse number 3.
Yes, Prabhuji, please, Prabhu. Yes, there is no purport, so we can go to 3 and then 4.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Verse number 3. Om Hare Krishna. Verse number 3. Sri Sudavaja Idi Samprashnamagarnya Rajarsher Badarayanihi Pradinandya Mahayogi Jagada Munisattamaha Idi Samprashnamagarnya Rajarsher Badarayanihi Pradinandya Mahayogi Jagada Munisattamaha. Translation by His Divine Grace Abhajaranaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Suda Goswami said, O great sages assembled at Naimisharanya, after the great yogi Shukadev Goswami heard King Parishit's inquiry, he praised it and thus replied. Hare Krishna. Okay, so it's simple. So we'll go to the next verse, which where there is purport also. Okay, 6.4.4. Hare Krishna. Sri Shuka Uvacha. Yada prajedasaha putra desha prajina barhishaha anda samudradu samudramunmagna Dadyashurgam Drumairvirdam. Sri Shuka Uvacha Yada Prajedasaha Putra She Prajina Barhishaha Anda Samudra Unmagda Dadrishurgam Dadrishurga, sorry, Dumair Vridam, Rumair Vridam. Hare Krishna. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Abhajaranaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Shukadeva Goswami said, when the 10 sons of Prajina Barhi emerged from the waters in which they were performing austerities, they saw that the entire surface of the world was covered by trees. Translation once more. Shukadeva Goswami said, when the 10 sons of Prajina Barhi emerged from the waters in which they were performing austerities, they saw that the entire surface of the world was covered by trees. Popat. When King Prajinabarhi was performing Vedic rituals in which the killing of animals was recommended, Narada Muni, out of compassion, advised him to stop. Prajinabarhi understood Narada properly and then left the kingdom to perform austerities in the forest. His 10 sons, however, were performing austerities within the water, and therefore there was no king to see to the management of the world. There was no king to see to the management of the world. When the 10 sons, the Prachetas, came out of the water, they saw that the earth was overrun with trees. When the government neglects agriculture, which is necessary for the production of food, the land becomes covered with unnecessary trees. Of course, many trees are useful because they produce fruits and flowers, but many other trees are unnecessary. They could be used as fuel and land cleared and used for agriculture. When the government is negligent, less grain is produced. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 18.44, Krishi Go Rekshya Vanijyam Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. The proper engagement of Vaishyas according to their nature are to farm and to protect cows. The duty of the government and the Kshatriyas is to see that the members of the third class, the Vaishyas, who are neither Brahmanas nor Kshatriyas, are thus properly engaged. Kshatriyas are meant to protect human beings, whereas Vaishyas are meant to protect useful animals, especially cows. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Shivanandraji. Pranam. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all for giving this opportunity. So we are now coming into the next chapter in the 6th canto. This is very famous because this is having the prayers, the HAMSA-GUHYA prayers. So here we can see that this whole episode is beginning with Parishit Maharaj's inquiry to Sukadeva Goswami about Visarga. So Visarga means we know that it is secondary creation. So Sarga is primary creation and Visarga is secondary creation. Like in Bhagavad Gita, we have 5 topics which we are discussing in Bhagavad Gita, that is Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. Similarly, Bhagavatam is having about 10 topics which is discussed throughout the Bhagavatam. Not in the sequential order, but these 10 topics are there spread throughout Bhagavatam. That is like Sarga, Visarga, Sthanam, Poshanam, Manvantara, Ishanukata, Nirukti, Ashraya, like that. There are 10 topics. So here, Parishit Maharaj is asking about the second topics about Visarga. Visarga means secondary creation. So primary creation is by the Lord, who is creating all the material, all this, what do you say, the ingredients, the primary ingredients. They say as Mahat Tattva. So from there, Lord Brahma is empowered by the Supreme Lord to do the secondary creation. And here Parishit Maharaj is inquisitive to know about the Visarga. And then Sukadeva Goswami, for his question of Visarga, Sukadeva Goswami starts beginning to reply. So basically, this first verse number 1 to 15, this is discussing about the interaction between Soma. Soma means we know is moon god. He is specifying the prachetas. Hmm? And he's offering actually uh, means for their marriage, he's offering the Marisha. Hmm? Okay, so now let us go into today's verse. Actually, previous second verse, there is no. If you see the Daksha episode, this is also part of Daksha episode. Daksha episode we previously seen in fourth canto. If you remember, fourth canto we discussed about Daksha, and Daksha is interacting. Daksha Prajapati is interacting Lord Shiva. How he is offending Lord Shiva. There is a great fight in the sacrificial arena. Then finally Daksha's head was cut, and then finally he was given a goat head. Now, continuing this chapter also is going to discuss about Daksha. Actually, these HAMSA-GUHYA prayers are actually basically presented by Daksha only. But one important point Prabhupada mentioned is these HAMSA-GUHYA prayers are not composed by Daksha, but they were already existing in the Vedic literature. But that prayers was actually offered by Daksha to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is the background. Now we are going to the second verse. So second verse, actually, there is no Prabhupada has not written any purport. Third verse, Prabhupada has not written any purport for that. You will only read the translation. So here the discussion is Sutta Goswami is actually, now this is in Badrikashram.
Naimisharanya.
Sutta Goswami is telling to the sages who are assembled there, the assembled sages in Naimisharanya. After the great Yogi Sukadeva Goswami heard King Parikshit inquiry, so Sukadeva Goswami is praising Parikshit Maharaj for his nice question. So he is now starting to reply what Sukadeva Goswami answered. That is what we recited now, fourth verse. So Sukadeva Goswami said, when the 10 sons of King Prachinabharhi, so King Prachinabharhi, he had 10 sons and they were doing tapasya. So they were doing tapasya inside the water. And we know that there was also famous Rudra Gita, so which was sung by Lord Shiva. How to get the darshan of Lord Krishna. For that, the Lord Shiva is actually instructing the. No, that is for prachetas, not. This is also right, prachetas, right? Yeah. So here they were actually doing this austerity inside water, in which they are performing austerities. They saw the entire surface of the world was covered by trees. So that is the background. And here we go to the purport. When King Prachinabharhi was performing Vedic rituals in which killing of animals was recommended. So we know the background of this also. Lord Buddha appeared because of stopping. Lord Buddha said that Ahimsa Paro Dharma. So the purpose of incarnation of Lord Buddha is also an avatar of Lord Krishna only. So the main purpose is during that time when Lord Buddha appeared, there were a lot of people taking references to the Vedic rituals because we have this Ashwamedha Yajna, Gomedha Yajna, like these references are there in the scriptures. So using that context, they were sacrificing the animals for their sense enjoyment. And similarly, King Prachinabharhi also was doing the Vedic rituals in which killing of animals was recommended. So that's why Lord Buddha incarnated. And then he said, Ahimsa Paro Dharma. Ahimsa is the supreme dharma. And then he rejected all the Vedic literatures. But still, people who are actually worshipping Buddha, they are actually indirectly worshipping Lord Vishnu. That's how Lord Krishna had that incarnation. And similarly, here also we can see that same King Prachinabharhi also was performing Vedic rituals in which the killing of animals was recommended. So Narada Muni, Narada Muni is very compassionate because he's a pure devotee of the Lord. One of the quality of the pure devotee of the Lord is actually Karuna. Parama Karuna means they are supremely compassionate and merciful. They are always looking for the welfare of all the living entities, not only for human beings. They are looking for the welfare and protection of all the human beings. So Narada Muni was, out of his compassion, he came and advised King Prachinabharhi to stop these rituals, which is encouraging killing of animals. So Prachinabharhi, after hearing the instruction from Narada Muni, he understood that what he is doing is not right. So, as a prayashchita, he left the kingdom and to perform the austerities in the forest. So normally the kings, if you see throughout, we read Bharat Maharaj pastimes. So many kings, they are actually going to the forest. That's what we say. Like in the beginning, we have this brahmacharya, then grahastha, then vanaprastha and sannyas. Like that, the kings used to Once they get old, they will hand over the kingdom to their children, and they go to the forest for doing tapasya to develop their bhakti and attain the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So here also, King Prachinabhari, he left the kingdom immediately. But parallelly, what happens? His 10 sons also not there in the kingdom because they are also doing austerities. They are doing austerities on the instruction of his father only. The father, before handing over the kingdom, is telling, you go and do tapasya. Then I will come and hand over the kingdom. So they went for tapasya. In between, Narada Muni also advised. So King Prachinabhani, in between itself, he left the kingdom and then he went to forest. And the 10 sons are also performing austerities within the water. And therefore, there was no king to see they are called as a prachetas. So the prachetas only were instructed by Lord Shiva in the form of Rudra Gita to perform austerities to get the darshan of Lord Vishnu. So they went to the water. Why they went inside the water is to have a peaceful meditation. No, there is no disturbance of outside world. So they were doing austerities within the water. By their yogic power, they were able to sustain within the water. And therefore, what happened in the kingdom, since Prachinabhari also left, their children Prachetas also doing austerity. There were no king to see the management of the world. So when the 10 sons, the Prachetas came out of the water, what happened? They completed their austerities. I think it was like almost 10,000 years or something they did the austerities, if I am right. And when they came out of the water, they saw that the earth was overrun with the trees. Means the huge trees, tall trees. So Prabhupada very nicely writes here, if you don't have proper purport, we cannot understand what is that, what is the meaning. If we just read only the translation, they saw that the entire surface of the world was covered by trees, and the next verse will come that they burned the trees. So we do not know what is the significance, why trees are being burnt out of that. Now Prabhupada writing the purport very nicely, what is the reason they are getting upset? When they see the trees, they will burn it. So here Prabhupada writes, when the government neglects agriculture, so very important, agriculture, you are taking 3 times food a day, this is because of agriculture. But nobody wants to do this agriculture. Everybody wants to come to city, including us, and we want to work in big companies. This is very pathetic situation. If you accept Bhagavatam, this is not discussed anywhere except Krishna consciousness. Everybody is going to temple, church, and mosque. They are praying to God, but nobody discusses on this point except Krishna consciousness. This we can say because everybody is only focusing on their economic development, even in other religions, whatever we see. No, everybody goes and then they want to live a very grand life or based on sense gratification. But Bhagavatam addresses this problem. Like, what is our basic thing? Whatever for our sustenance, what we need? We need food. That's why Prabhupada said the motto, very nice motto, simple living and high thinking, very important. Prabhupada emphasized on this, but self-sustaining farm communities. So ISKCON is having so many farm communities around the world. Like in India also, we have this Govardhan Eco Village. In Gujarat, we have. In Tamil Nadu, we have in Salem. So like that, Prabhupada said, don't depend on the external things like government or something, because anytime the government may collapse or, there may be problem, you will not able to sustain your industrial this kind of our modern lifestyle. But if you have your own land, if you have your own cows, you will get milk from the cows and you will get food from your land. So you will not be affected by other things. So that is practiced in ISKCON throughout the world. You can see in Hungary also there is one Krishna Valley where it is a very big 200 acre or something, I don't know, 100 acre or something. This big community is there. There's a center, there is temple, and there are a lot of devotees staying there full time within that community. And they are doing cultivation using solar power and everything. And it has become very famous. Now, even the Hungary government, they support that initiative, and there's a lot of people visit that place, Krishna Valley. Like that, we have our Govardhan Eco Village also, almost 100 acres Govardhan Eco Village. So they are cultivating 50 acres for cultivation and 50 acres for temple and then replica of Vrindavan. They made a replica of Vrindavan for 50 acres. So this is there. Agriculture is very important. Prabhupada says that tomorrow, even if you are working in the industry, we cannot eat nuts and bolts. We need food. Annat bhavati bhutani. Krishna also says, without rice, without food, without wheat, without milk, we cannot live for even one day. Maximum we can live without food 1 or 2 days, we can live 3 days maximum. but food is basic. And Krishna created all this very nice thing about agriculture. But we are using, Krishna has given us intelligence to know about him. That intelligence we are using for scientific technology development. If you see animals, they are also having intelligence, but their intelligence, they cannot invent any technology or science. Their intelligence is only used for eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. Ahara, nitra, bhaya, maitunam cha. But our intelligence, Krishna has given special intelligence for human being. Why he has given that intelligence? The purpose of that intelligence is to know God and love God. That is a purpose Krishna given to every human being. But that intelligence we are using for technological development. So what happens? We are misusing that intelligence. Instead of going spiritual progress, we are going on material progress. The result is what happened because of this tremendous technological development, including now currently artificial intelligence. Now, what is the result? We are seeing the land is getting polluted. The land, the water, the air is getting polluted. This is called as a global warming. And the global warming means the earth temperature is rising to 1.5 degree every 100 years. Now people may think, oh, I am 40 years, 50 years, only 30 years I am going to live. And after that I will escape. No, after that I will die. But future generation will suffer. But who will be the future generation? We are only going to take birth again as children, like babies or, that's what Prabhu Krishna says. That we are just now only leaving this body and we are uh, coming back again. We are again recycled. So we are only going to suffer in future also. But definitely the temperature, everybody agreed. Forget the scriptures. Already there are a lot of meetings around the world with scientists and the government, COP26, COP28, like that, that the temperature is rising. We have to cut the carbon emissions because the carbon, whatever we are emitting through these petroleum industries, by the automobile, see, every family now they want to buy car. Everybody has a desire with their family. They want to buy car. They have to take the family. But every time there's an emission, every time a flight is traveling, there is emission, carbon emission. And every carbon emission is attacking the ozone. Ozone layer is a protective layer, which is actually filtering the harmful sun, the ultraviolet. When we are affecting that, naturally, the ozone layer gets like a hole because of our pollution. And then what happens? Then all the sun rays come, then the temperature is increasing. That's why governments, they are trying to go for the renewable energy, like solar power, wind power, like that, but still not effective. Like, they were not. So here we can see the core of the issue is addressed. Core of the issue. This is the beauty of Bhagavatam. The core of the things are addressed. When the government neglects agriculture, which is necessary for production of food, because what government is targeting now, if you see every government, they are all focusing on developing more and more industries. More and more industries means more and more pollution. Why they want more and more industries? Because they want to give employment to the people. That's why, if any country don't have open industry, then they are kind of criticizing. Like in Kerala, not much industries are there. So all the people are going outside Kerala, but they are going abroad. And the people are criticizing the government because they are not opening much industry. Of course, government, they have this communism, they are fighting in different way, not for spiritual way. They are just arguing because of communist policy. They are not able to open much industries.
Exactly.
But if you see, Kerala is a little bit more, at least at this stage, it is more, little bit friendly to the environment. A lot of trees, lot of forest, so a little bit preserved. But even now, I think Kerala is also getting hotter because of so many changes. It was not like earlier. So this agriculture government is not giving much focus because this is giving less profit. Correct, no, Prabhu? Sri Kumar Prabhu.
Yes, yes.
Agriculture
Very
means
correct.
you put more money and less income, less return will come. That is
Correct.
agriculture. But it is very important for the society. But if you go for petroleum, you put less money and 100 times, 1,000 times money comes back. So government want which one? Agriculture or petroleum or industries they want. Because that is boosting their economy.
Economy.
But
Yeah.
economy, because every government want money to run the country. So, but when you are boosting the economy, in that process, what happens? You are destroying the environment. You are polluting
Environment.
the land, water. It's a big, actually very serious issue. Maybe we are not thinking also. We are not thinking also.
Correct.
Even the younger generation, they are also not thinking. Everybody want to work and they want to go abroad and earn money, buy car. But slowly, that temperature is increasing and the environment is getting affected. And we are going to take birth. Krishna says, Dehinosmi neta dehi kaumaram yabadam jara tata dehantara prapti dhiras tatrana muhyati. We are only going to come back again. And we are going to live in the same world, which is having tremendous temperature. Now, even in Tamil Nadu, they are complaining. It is like burning, actually. Now, currently, May month, it's burning. People are not able to go outside. Earlier, people,
Same situation, Raji, in Kerala also. Very,
yeah,
very,
same.
very first time in the history, I think,
Yes.
this which word.
Yes. So, this Bhagavatam is not theory. It is a fact. How to live in harmony with the nature. Very important. Now, before, people are putting only AC in the bedroom. Now, slowly what happened? People, they are putting a bedroom AC in the hall also. Because once you come out of the bedroom, no, the hall is like hot oven.
Difficult to sit here.
Now, what happens? Everybody start putting AC. Outside air is getting heat because how AC is working, they suck the outside air, cool it, and then push the inside hot air outside. So all the malls and everything, they are becoming hotter and hotter. They are pushing the outside hot air. And then, outside air is becoming very hot and very difficult for us to go outside. So it is now like becoming like Kuwait, we have the centralized AC because we cannot live in one room only AC like that. So this is a problem, actually, serious problem. Prabhupada addressed this even before. Simple living, high thinking. It is kind of little austere life, but we have to support agriculture. Otherwise, our future is going to become very. And who has to support agriculture? Of course, only one or two cannot. The whole government has to support agriculture. They should give subsidy to the farmers. They should promote, give good profit to the farmers so that farmers are encouraged to do agriculture. When they get less profit, what happens? The farmers, they do not want to do agriculture because they know less income. Let me go to the city and work there, any company, even as a peon. So I will get more money than agriculture. So government should support this farming. So the land becomes covered with unnecessary trees. Unnecessary trees means the trees which don't give fruits or any flowers. No, Prabhupada says that is waste actually because you are wasting the land. That's why Prabhupada, of course, many trees are useful because they produce fruits and flowers. But many other trees are unnecessary. Some trees, they don't give anything. So that kind of trees, if they are growing out of nature, and they are occupying so much space and they are not giving any benefit to the humanity, that trees are not required. So they could be used as fuel and the land cleared and used for agriculture. Okay, so Prabhupada once when he visited Mauritius, and Prabhupada said that you are cultivating so much sugarcane, but parallelly you should also, because Mauritius is full of sugarcane, and sugar is also like one kind of sense gratification only, like you are using for, all these cakes, pastries, coffee, tea. He said that it is only, you have to use for utility crops. Utility crops means like paddy, rice, wheat, all those things, mustard. These are all very important for our body. But sugar is not very important. Like sugar, everybody getting diabetes. The Prabhupada see that, you are saying the whole country is full of sugarcane. But he said you should also cultivate other crops, other crops which is useful for the humanity. So that one point he said, and one more country he visited, a lot of people who are cultivating tobacco. And Prabhupada said this tobacco also should not be cultivated because it is spoiling the human. People get intoxicated. But they are telling it is a cash crop. Cash crop means it gives so much money. Now government has gone up to the extent many countries they started actually giving permission to grow marijuana. Marijuana means it is like an intoxicant. So Canada, Thailand, many countries they started giving permission to grow ganja. So it is going to affect the future generation. Once you give this free permission, already the intoxication people are so much affected. Now if you give more liberty, then the future generation is going to be affected. That's why this Krishna consciousness is very, very important for the younger generation because it will protect them. Because one of the four regulatory principles is no meat eating, no intoxication. So when we already train our children with this principle, they are being protected because tomorrow government can clear. Government, one day they can tell for economic development, they say, okay, you can grow this ganja in your home. Because like other countries, they already given clearance, right? At least now 10 to 15 countries, they given clearance that you can use it for recreational purposes. in small scale like that. So this Krishna consciousness is very, very important so that the younger generation will be protected. So from the beginning, we teach them that there is intoxication is not good. And so that, they don't try it out and they get protected and not get affected by whatever, In Tamil Nadu also, government is opening bar and, this in Tamil Nadu is called Tasma. Means they're opening or this government getting so much money from this. So government is seeing where they get money and they don't care like who is getting affected. They don't care for all these things. They want money to run the government. So they opened government itself running this.
Kerala Prabhuji, 80% of the income is coming from this only, nothing else.
And also they are allowing this lottery also, no gambling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
they are
gambling.
getting so much money from this lottery also. So they are spoiling because gambling Prabhupada said like people are earning hard work and they are leaving their money in the gambling and their family is getting affected because gambling is addiction. Gambling, intoxication, meat eating, illicit sex, these are all addiction. Addiction means anybody will engage in this, they cannot come out of this. That's why this is prohibited. And their life will be destroyed, ruined, family life will be destroyed. So this is Krishna consciousness giving such a wonderful, guidance, protection. And apart from that, we are chanting the holy name, reading Bhagavatam. This is a simple life. And also, we are thinking about the Lord. That is high thinking. So that is very important. It is addressed in Bhagavatam. They could be used as fuel and land clear for this one. And when the government is negligent, government is not giving importance to these things, what happens eventually? The farmers will get very less profit and they will stop producing, and they will go for another job where they get more because their family also important. They are getting less income from this field, agriculture. They will leave that job. And then because of that, less grain will be produced. And many these agricultural fields are now converted into plots for building the flat systems. No,
Right.
They are getting more money if you rather than cultivation. If you build apartments, you can sell for crores. So many crores is coming if you build one apartment. One flat is 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 40 lakhs like. So then eventually grain production will be stopped. So Prabhupada is giving reference here, Bhagavad Gita 18.44, very important verse. Rishi Gorakshya Vanijam, Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. Yeah, Prabhupada, actually Krishna gives Chaturvarna Maya system, Guna Karma Vibhagasha. In fourth chapter, Krishna is telling, I only created these four varnas. Chaturvarna Maya system, Guna Karma Vibhagasha. Means this Guna and based on the Guna and Karma, I have created these four varnas, Brahma, this one. Uh, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. But what are their guna and karma? He did not tell in the fourth chapter. He is telling in the 18th chapter. For Brahmana means he is telling the Titikshvaka, Karunika, Surdam. He is saying you should be austere, self-controlled, peaceful. Like that, Brahmanas study the scriptures like that. And for Kshatriya is telling how he should be brave, bold, like that. And Krishna is telling for the Vaishya in 18th chapter 44 verse, 41, 42, 43, 44, like that. Krishna is telling that guna karma. And the guna karma is Rishi Goraksha Vanijam. Vaishya karma Swabhavajam. So that is the nature of Vaishya. The karma and Swabhava means their nature and their activity is Rishi Goraksha. Rishi means field, cultivation. Gorakshya means protecting the cows. Go means cow, Raksha means protecting the cows. Vanijya means business. That is the Vaishya. Vaishya, karma, their activity and their nature. Karma, Swabhavajam. See, you have to link karma, Swabhavajam. Chaturvarna Maya system, guna karma. So, guna is Swabhava and karma is activity. So, the proper engagement of Vaishyas is according to their nature or to farm and to protect cows. Main is farming and to protect cows, not even business. Huh? Business means those days it was only trading, not now like business now with the multinational company. No. That time it was trading, like I will give you gold, then you will give equivalent grains. I will give you pearls, then you will give like that. Earlier the people from Kuwait also, they came to India, they given whatever they had and we used to give them food because they did not have any cultivation that those days. So those things we have to understand. People are criticizing that scriptures are actually promoting the caste system. It is not scriptures never promote caste. They are saying the nature and karma. According to that, the four category of people are required for the society. One is a Brahmana, the intelligent class to guide the society, and the Kshatriyas to protect the country, and the Vaishyas to do trading because we need food, and to protect cows because we need milk, and the Shudras to support all the three classes. They are called as the helper class. So it is basically not by birth, it is basically by the karma svabhavajam. So Vaishya karma is given here. That is two things, to farming and the protecting cows. This is the nature for Vaishya. So the government should support the Vaishyas. The duty of the government and the Kshatriyas is to see the members of the third class, the Vaishyas, who are neither Brahmanas nor Kshatriyas, or thus properly engaged. Kshatriyas are meant for protecting the human beings, where Vaishyas are meant to protect useful animals, especially cows. So Vaishyas will protect animals, Kshatriyas are meant to protect the humans, whereas the Brahmanas are meant to guide the entire society in Krishna consciousness or God consciousness. And Shudras are actually basically required to run the society because they help to do the support the other three classes in their functions. In that way, Krishna actually created the system which will function very smoothly. At the same time, you will progress in material life as well as progress in your spiritual life. It is like a complete package. But when we disturb that package, what happens? Then things go against against many things. It leads to many disastrous consequences. So that is what we are seeing here. Now, devotees have any questions or any comments to add on this? We can discuss. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So if there are no other questions,
I think Prabhuji, we can go to the next verse. It's
yes,
not very big, but
yes, we can complete it. Yes,
yeah, 5th verse. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I read Prabhuji?
Yes, Nadaji. Please go ahead. 6, 4, 5.
Yes, B6, 4, 5. भूमेभ्यः क्रुध्यमानस्ते तपोदीपितमन्यवः मुखतो वायु अग्निं च ससृजुस्तद्दिदक्षया द्रुमेभ्यः क्रुध्यमानस्ते तपोदीपितमन्यवः मुखतो वायुम् अग्निं च ससृजुस्तद्दिदक्षया. Translation. Because of having undergone long austerities in the water, the Prachetas were very angry at the trees. Desiring to burn them to ashes, they generated wind and fire from their mouths. Translation once again. Because of having undergone long austerities in the water, the Prachetas were very angry at the trees. Desiring to burn them to ashes, they generate wind and fire from their mouths. Purport. Here the word tapodipta manyavaha indicates that persons who have undergone severe austerity, tapasya, are endowed with the great mystic power as evinced by the prachetas who created fire and wind from their mouths. Although devotees undergone severe tapasya, however, they are uh, vimanyavaha, sadvaha, which means that they are never angry. They are always decorated with the good qualities. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.25.21 states, Titiksha Titikshava Karunyaka
Karunika,
Karunikaha Suhruda
Surda, Sarvadehina,
Sarvadehinam Ajata
Ajas,
Shatravah Santa Sadavah Sadhu Bhushanaha. Hare Krishna. A sadhu, a devotee, is never angry. Actually, the real future of devotee who undergo tapasya, austerity, is forgiveness. Although a Vaishnava has sufficient power in tapasya, he does not become angry when put into difficulty. If one undergoes tapasya but does not become a Vaishnava, however, one does not develop good qualities. For example, Hiranyakasipu and Ravana also performed great austerities. But they did so to demonstrate their demonic tendencies. Vaishnavas must meet many opponents while preaching the glories of the Lord, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends that they not become angry while preaching. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this formula. Trunadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadaharihi. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Those engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord should be humbler than grass and more tolerant than a tree. Then they can preach the glories of the Lord without difficulty. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna. Thank you, Madhavji.
Hare Krishna. So now the Prachetas, the king, son of King Prachnabari, they went long austerity, I think 10,000 years or something like that. They were, when they came out, they saw a lot of trees were gone and they were very angry, the trees, because they covered the complete surface. So desiring to burn them to ashes, they generated wind and fire from their mouths. Because of their tapasya, they got mystic potencies. Using that, they generated wind and fire from their mouths. So here Prabhupada is writing very wonderfully. Here the word tapo dipita manyavaha indicates the persons who have undergone a severe austerity, tapasya, are endowed with great mystic power, as evinced by the Prachetas. So anybody is going tapasya, no, they get too much power. Like if you see Dhritarashtra's wife also, like she tied her eyes, with that cloth because her husband is not able to see the world. But what happened because of the tapasya, she had that blessing that when she will open her eyes, like if you see her son Duryodhana, he cannot be killed also. That much power. Anybody is doing tapasya, they normally get so much power out of that tapasya. But the difference is that devotees, they will not use it for wrong purpose. But some people like a lot of rishis, they get angry, like Durvasa Muni, sometimes Vishwamitra Muni. They do tapasya and they get power and they will curse also sometimes out of anger. But of course, it is for good. Sometimes it leads to good thing, or it because of Krishna's will also it happens. But normally, they will use it sometimes out of anger. Prabhupada is writing, this is not good. Like if you use it for your own selfish purpose, the tapasya's result is not good. So that's why they were endowed with great mystic power as evinced by the Prachetas, who created fire and wind from their mouths. See, although now Prabhupada is writing coming to the devotees part. Now, devotees undergo severe tapasya, however, they are vimanyaha, sadavaha, which means they are never angry. Very important quality for the devotee is to not become angry. Because Krishna also says in 16th chapter, lust, anger, greed are the three gates to hell. The hell door is opened when you have these three qualities. What is that? Lust, anger, and greed. And Krishna, again, the next verse is saying that those who are endeavoring for self-realization, they should give up these three things, lust, anger, and greediness. So that is there in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada writes here, the devotees, they are always decorated with good qualities. So he is quoting from Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 25th chapter, 21st verse. So this is very, very important verse to actually memorize also. Prabhupada quoted this verse in many of his lectures. Like a sadhu, what will be his qualities? What is his real quality of a sadhu? That is actually here given in this verse. Titikshaha. Titikshaha means he will tolerate, actually. Tolerate. Prabhupada Krishna also says, Tam titikshaha bharata. Matra sparsastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkada. Agam paino nitya tam titikshaha bharata. Means you should be able to tolerate. Tolerate is a very, very important and divine quality. Because see, even tomorrow when we are preaching Krishna consciousness, not everybody will accept. Then we should not get upset. We should tolerate. Somebody may accept, somebody may not accept. Somebody may actually even, fire us, why you are teaching, why you are preaching like this. Or people may get upset, people may get angry, or people may become very compassionate, thankful also. You can get any kind of reaction. Somebody you preach, they become very thankful to you because you showed a correct way to them. And somebody who is very much into sense gratification, If you teach them, they will become very angry to you. So we have to that time become titikshavaha, means a sadhu, when he is taking up this life, he has to encounter all these things when he's doing devotional service, when he's preaching. So that time a sadhu is always tolerant, titikshavaha. But still, and also still is karanika, means he's very merciful. Hmm? Like he is very merciful, even though people are not thankful, people are not encouraging, people are not, still he is actually, he wants everybody to get this benefit, karanika. That is second quality. Surya Sarva Dehina means he is friend to all living entities, not only for humans, he is friend to all living entities. That's why sadhu, he never encourages to kill animals. Hmm? Surya Sarva Dehina, that is second sadhu. Ajata Satravaha. Hmm? Ajata Satravaha means he does not have any enemies. It is not like going to one party and supporting other party, firing the other party. No. Ajata Satravaha means he don't have any enemies. And Santaha means very, very peaceful. If you see his face, you can see he's very peaceful. Like whenever you see people who are in the spiritual life, especially devotional service, they say face is the index of the mind. They will be very peaceful. Santaha. Hmm? Because they are not expecting anything materially. So they will be naturally peaceful. If you expect so many things, promotion, increment, bank balance, then you will be always restless, distressed, going here and there, running here and there, having two, three mobile, talking here, talking there. Sometimes profit comes, you laugh, jump, and sometimes failure comes, you are depressed. Sometimes people even go to the extent of they commit to suicide. But a sadhu is not expecting anything from this material. Whatever happens, he takes as Krishna. So he is Santaha, peaceful. Sadhava, Sadhu Bhushana. These are the ornaments of a sadhu. Sadhu Bhushana means it's the ornaments of a real sadhu. Proper sadhu is a devotee, is never angry. Actually, the real feature of the devotee who undergo tapasya or austerity. Like what is our austerity? We chant 16 rounds. We follow the 4 regulatory principles. We do service to the Lord. We do service to the devotee. This is tapasya for us. Is forgiveness. Although a Vaishnava has sufficient power in tapasya, Vaishnava also has power. He does not become angry when he is put into difficulty. This is a very important point. When he is put into difficulty, he will not become angry or he will not become upset. If one undergoes tapasya but does not become a Vaishnava, however, one does not develop good qualities. This is not like if you don't become a Vaishnava, then there's not much good quality after undergoing tapasya also. Further, Prabhupada gives an example of Hiranyakashipu and Ravana. They did tremendous tapasya. I think Hiranyakashipu did tapasya for 60,000 years. He was standing in one leg. Even his whole body started melting, and a lot of ant hill started coming around his body. Severe tapasya. Even devotees cannot do tapasya like that. Ravana did heavy tapasya, and he got a lot of boons from Lord Shiva also. So Hiranyakashipu also got boons from Lord Brahma. Ravana was the austere devotee of Lord Shiva. He did a lot of devotee, a lot of sun. And you can see in the Bhagavatam, there are a lot of other demonic people also who did tapasya, that they cut the flesh and put in the fire. They cut their own body. So, like that, Prakasura. And he cut his own flesh and he put in the fire. Who can do? Devotees cannot do like that kind of tapasya. Only we can chant, we can do something. Like that people do. But what is that? Performed great austerities, but they did not for pleasing the Lord, but they did to demonstrate their demonic tendencies. So Vaishnavas must meet many opponents while preaching the glories of the Lord. See, people who are really preaching full time, they will encounter a lot of things, a lot of challenges. Like people who are distributing books in the road, they also will encounter a lot of people. Somebody will oppose, somebody will even physically hit them. Why are you doing all these things? Physically harass them, abuse them, all these things. That's why proper writing here. Vaishnavas must meet many opponents while preaching the glories of the Lord. But Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends that they do not become angry while preaching. The preacher should never become angry, because people who are following other philosophy, they will argue in the class. Oh, whatever you are teaching is wrong. You are bogus. You are cheating the people. Like that, people can counterattack. Of course, here in Kannada, this should not happen because it's very restricted place. But when you are doing in the public program, especially in India and all, it will be very challenging. People will come with a lot of questions. Sometimes they will challenge you. They will argue with you. I have seen many times they will argue.
Yes.
But a devotee, like our Mona Rupa Prabhu, one video is very famous. He is preaching, and one Mataji, she stands up and tell, what you are teaching is what Krishna will protect. When you are suffering, what you are simply telling a lot of things which is impractical. Like that, she is firing left to right for 10-15 minutes in the public. And but Mona Rupa Prabhu, no, he is with a smiling, he is replying to every counter attack. He is smiling and preaching, so that video become viral. Let's see how a devotee is responding. And everybody started, the video, everybody started in the comment section, everybody started criticizing that lady because she was very aggressive. And everybody praised him because he spoke with a very smiling way. He replied. That video was become very viral. It's very old video. But this is what Prabhupada is writing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, when you are preaching, you may encounter all those things. But we should reply with a smiling face, with patience. Titikshaha, Karunika. They are speaking out of, not of ignorance. They are speaking out of arrogance. See, the people can ask question out of ignorance. And people also can challenge you out of arrogance. So both ways are there. But both are sign of ignorance. Whether arrogance or innocence. These are all signs of ignorance actually. But a preacher will see both. If they are ignorant, he will try to help them. If they are arrogant, they will try to, just try to avoid them. That's a devotee way. Or you can try to reply in a pleasing way, and still if they will persistent, better to move out of that sangha.
Yes.
So that is very important. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given this formula: Trunadapi Sunisheda, Tarorapi Saishtuna, Amanena Manadena, Kirtanaya Sadari. One should chant the holy name of the Lord. How we should chant? In humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree. So these examples we have seen many times, how the tree is, even though the tree is being abused by people, still it is giving shade, fruits, flowers. So it should be like that, tolerant, giving good to others, but not expecting anything in return. Very high ideal. And the grass, lower than the blade of grass. The example says that even lower than the grass means when you step on the grass will bend. But once you move, then the grass will come straight. More than that, because a Vaishnava should be like that. Devoid of all sense of false prestige and should be ready to offer all respects to others. So Krishna is telling this instruction in form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. A very nice instruction, but very easy to say, difficult to follow. But we should, as a sadhaka devotee, at least try our side. At least sometime we should get victory in, we should try to give respect to others. And if you will not respect back, we should not take it in a negative way. That is our duty, to give respect to others. In such a state of mind only, we can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Kirtaniya Sadahari. Those engaged in the preaching of glories of the Lord should be humbler than the grass, more tolerant than the tree. Then they can preach the glories of the Lord without difficulty. So this is the secret formula for preaching. Prabhupada gives here. They should be humbler than the blade of grass, more tolerant. Then they can preach the glories of the Lord without difficulty. So how to preach without difficulty is, we should adopt this principle. Trunadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Saishtana, Amanena Manadena, Kirtaniya Sada. Very beautiful instructions, but we should take some efforts to at least implement in our life as much as possible. Then Krishna will be happy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be happy, Prabhupada will be happy, and Guru Maharaj will be happy. So that is the Bhagavatam teaching us with the example of Prachetas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
If any questions or comments on today's discussion, we can discuss now.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandat Pranam, Sadananda Shyam.
Always, this is the Tidikshava. Tolerance is the very important means we cannot take in our life. So the last fourth, Prabhuji already explained the fourth canto, the Daksha cursing word, using bad words to about this one, but he is patiently hearing.
Yes.
But also Nandigesh is also cursing to Brahmanas. So these are the situations we heard in Srimad Bhagavatam. But this tolerance, so how we can apply in our life, Prabhu.
This is Prabhu very, they say always, people who are humble, you see that people are humble in a devotee circle also. Correct now, Prabhu? So
Yeah.
if you associate with them,
Yeah, yeah.
then that quality also will come with us. Like it is like magnet only, no? If you keep magnet, we keep a metal part in the magnet for a long time, that metal part also will acquire the magnet quality. Correct,
Yeah.
Prabhu? You see, no? In childhood, we will do that experiment, right? We will keep
Yeah.
one hook or something in the magnet. Then that hook, if you take and keep with other hook, it will touch each other. It will attract each other, right?
Yes, yes.
Like that, one is Bhagavatam instruction. And if you see people who are humble, associate with them, that quality automatically will come to. Like, yeah. So, and also we can pray to Krishna to give that quality to us.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, bro. Nice question, Hare Krishna. Any other questions or comments or devotees want to add any other points?
think
Hare Krishna.
nobody, I think.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. So we are
Hare
lucky to get Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for giving us the opportunity also. Thank you for that. I'm not
Thank
qualified,
you.
but I am just repeating whatever Prabhupada said and devotees, whatever we hear, I am just sharing. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
thank you, Prabhuji. At least once in a week, we are lucky to hear from you. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So I think if there is no comments, okay, we will chant it 3 times Hare Krishna Mahamantara for Sivana Prabhuji as well as all the devotees who are present today for everybody's spiritual progress. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.